नमस्कार। आप सभी लोग अपने अपने घरों पर कोविड-19 से बचने के उपायों को करते हुए सभी लोग सकुशल होंगे तथा आपके प्रियजन भी सकुशल होंगे, ऐसी कामना है प्रभु से। अब हम बात करते हैं अपने टॉपिक की। जैसा कि हम अपने प्रीवियस लेक्चर में पहले ही बात कर चुके हैं अबाउट द टिश्यू सिस्टम्स इन द प्लांट्स, इन विच जनरली this tissue system is classified in three categories: epidermal tissue system, vascular tissue system, and ground or fundamental tissue system, in which we have already talked about the vascular tissue systems. It means the arrangement of these vascular tissue systems, which can be dependent on the different vascular bundles and the arrangement, especially about the radial type of vascular bundles, conjoint type of vascular bundles, about the subdivision of the conjoint, that is collateral and the bicollateral types, and concentric type of the vascular bundles. So let's move the another topic, that is the epidermal tissue systems. So under this tissue systems, as we know that epi means the upon or on any surfaces, that means the skin, means whenever the skin can be found of anything, even it is a plant, even it is the animals, it is generally contain the different types of the such tissues. They are known as the epidermal tissues. Even we can talk the epidermal tissue systems, it can be categorized with the help of epidermis as well as the stomata. So if we can say directly about the epidermis, the outer layer of the main plant body, right, that is called the epidermis, and we can say the epidermal cells are elongated, compactly arranged to form a continuous layers, means there can be always in the formation of layers, and we can say these layers can also interrupted by the stomata, and we can say sometimes they are separately or separated by the intracellular spaces, or we can say it is a usually single layer, but they are sometimes multi layered also in case of the aerial roots. जब कभी भी किसी प्लांट की एरियल रूट्स का मतलब क्या है, इफ यू हैव सीन अबाउट द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ ऑर्चिड्स and the leaves of the nerium or the ficus elastica, in that particular condition their roots are generally shows multi-layered structures. If we talk about the cells of epidermis, they are generally parenchymatous and living one, and all the cells have the largest central vacuole and a peripheral thin cytoplasm, and especially in the xerophytic plants these are the thicker one. And if we talk about the roots, epidermis has the tubular structures, unicellular projections, generally they are known as the root hairs, or if sometimes in some other substances can be also deposited, gathered on the cuticle surfaces, maybe oil, resin, silicone or salt, or directly you can see the calcium oxalate, calcium carbonate. Such substances can be also gathered over there, storage over there, deposited over there, right? So this is the epidermis. If we talk about the stomata, right, generally if we talk about the structures of these epidermal tissues, you can see that in the diagram, as you can easily see, this is the outermost layer of anything. It when in this you are seeing the there are monocot stem, right, where or the monocot root one, evenly they can show the such structures over there, means you can just understand these are the root hairs in that particular conditions, right? So this can be always capable for the development of stages over there. Evenly if we can talk about to these structures and the different other kinds of the epidermis tissue, that is the stomata. Generally these stomata or the stoma we know are opening in the epidermis of the most of the aerial part of the plant, especially on the surface of the leaf, because everybody is known that is on the surface of the leaf there are such structures, such pore structure are found over there, generally which are known as the stomata or stoma, and they are generally composed of two bean-shaped cells which are known as guard cells. If you can just know the structures of the stomata generally over there, so in that particular conditions you can understand these are the bean-shaped structure, right? So these are known as guard cells, and this one pores, this is known as stomata, right? Understand, I think. So with the help of these they can be always, we can say, these guard cells can be always plays a roles for the enclose of the stomatopore, and the guard cells are generally much smaller in size and compared to the other epidermal cells, or we can say they are the sensitive to even a small change in the target pressure. Means these guard cells are very sensitive for the target pressure as well, right? Or we can say the dimension of the stomatal pore varies from species to species. Means the structure, the shape and the size of the stomatopore is varies from one plant to another plant. Means it is not constant, it is not definite, it can be varies from one plant to another plant. We can say some species can measure 20 micron millimeter long and some macros 10 to 20 micron wide with the fully open of the stomata. If we can say in some species, the guard cells are surrounded by a subsidiary cells or accessory cells. Means not in all the plants, but in some special type of cells, they are generally surrounded by such structures. That in that particular conditions, we can say that the guard cells have cell walls have the special elastic properties, and the adjoining cells wall of the two guard cells around pore are free and not attached with each other. These properties help them to stretch laterally at the time of stomatal opening, right? And we can say the stomatal aperture guard cells and the surrounding subsidiary cells are together called the stomatal apparatus. Means whenever these all things, evenly we can say the stomatal aperture, guard cells, epidermal cells of the, they all are constituting about the stomatal aperture over there. In some special type of the monocots, the guard cells are dumbbell shape. Evenly, as we know, the structures of the stomata, it on the basis of the their guard cell structure, right? So it may be in such a structures. You can just understand. Means these are the tumbling like structure. So here you can say these are the guard cells. Evenly in this bean shape, this is a bean shape one, and this is a dumbbell shape one, where these structures are generally in the structure of dumbbell. In that particular conditions, these guard cells, especially into the monocot, they are in the dumbbell shape structures. Or we can say the stomata are mostly found on the upper epidermis of the leaves, right? Means maximum number of these stomata are found on the upper epidermis on the leaves, and we can say some hydrophytes, the stomata occur on the upper surface, right? Generally, as I have told you, the stomata mostly found on the upper epidermis of the leaves, and in some hydrophytes the stomata occur on the upper surface of the avoid water contact, right? So these can be found in such a structures in different plants about this structure. If we can say the, if we talk about the on the basis of distribution of stomata, there are different types. Means how they can be differentiated in different places, especially if we talk about the apple type. Means structure of stomata on the basis of distribution, we can say the present on the undesirable, yeah, underside of the leaves, that is called the apple type of stomata. They are generally found into the apple and the mulberry plants. Oat type stomata are almost equal on the both two surfaces. Means on the upper and the lower both surfaces are common. In that particular one, which can say the maize and oat one. In the third, the potato type, these are the more one the under the surface, right? Like cabbage and the potato and beans, where it can be found over there. If water lily type, Generally, the stomata are more and more up on the upper surface, many aquatic plants especially, but on the under surface they are very less amount. And pomatogeton type, the stomata are vestigial or absent in the pomatogeton. In such structures, basis of these, they can be classified in different categories of the undertype. And there is another type of the epidermal cells that we can say, that is the epidermal appendages or outgrowths. Means if we talking about the epidermal tissues, in which there is one more thing that is known as the in epidermal appendages or the outgrowths. Especially we can say the epidermis of the most plant often bear outgrowths known as epidermal appendages. Means sometimes they can be show some special type of outgrowths, or we can say the epidermal outgrowth, right? As you can just see in the diagram also, right? Sometimes it can be shown the some different structures in different places over there, so due to which we can show that outgrowth structure are found over there over here, right? So we can say generally in that particular conditions what will happen, we can say that generally these epidermal outgrowths are generally two types, that is called trichomes or the prickles, right? Especially we can say the epidermal hairs present on the stem, that is called trichomes. Means you can just see this epidermis is presenting over hairs. So in that conditions we can say the epidermal hairs present on the stem are called the trichomes, and these epidermal outgrowths present temporarily or permanently on almost all the plant parts. And these are, we can say that they are the multicellular structure which may be branched or unbranched, right? Sometimes we can say they may be secreted in nature. Means we can say they also help in the checking the rate of transpirations from the aerial plant surfaces, right? And if we talk about another thing, that is the prickles or emergences, we can say they are the multicellular stiff and sharp epidermal outgrowths containing some inner tissues, right? We can say in that particular conditions one they can be also found over there, right? So in we can say some other type of things which can be found over there. Generally we can say about the function of these epidermal appendages. If we can talk about the function of epidermal appendages, generally they protect the plant against the excessive loss of water and grazing, and they also help in the climbing in the some plants like the rose one. And if we talk about the functions of the epidermal tissue systems, that is the different functions can be found over there about this epidermal tissue systems. Especially we can say on the first, these epidermal tissue systems can capable to provide the protective covering all over the plant parts, right? Means they can always helpful for the protections one. Evenly they can also very helpful for the productions because they are outermost one, right? So they can always helpful for the productions one. Evenly if we talk about some other things about these tissues, that they can always helpful for the exchanges of gases through the stomata, lenticels present on the surface. Generally stomata we have talked about, but later on some the trunk part of the plants, some woody part of plants can also have some spores on their that particular part, and those parts can capable for the exchanges of the gases, exchanges of the airs, they are known as lenticels. Small minute pores are found in the stems one, right? And we can say the presence of the cuticle help in the reduction of the evaporation of water or the epidermis. Generally as we know that the modified stems found into the cactus or cacti desert plants, in which we can say directly these modified stems contains the outer layer that is called cuticle layer, which can be always helpful for the reducing the transpiration process of these plants over there. Or we can say the glandular trichomes excrete various useful plant products for the plant functions. And we can say in some monocot leaves the villiform cells help in the rolling of unrolling of leaf. Generally if you have just memorize that generally the monocot plants leaves can be rolled. So avoiding that rolling, right, unrolling, it can be because of the bulliform cells which are present over into the monocot leaf, and we can say the rolling of leaf is peak summer middle help to reduce the transpiration in the plant. Means because of this bulliform cells can be always helpful for the rolling, and due to this rolling the transpiration or the loss of water can be reduces in that particular conditions. Thank you. So students, you all must complete, try to understand and try to make your notes. Tomorrow we will talk about the last tissue systems, that is called the ground tissue systems, right? So then we have to talk about, move toward the anatomy of the dicotyledons and the monocotyledons of the plants. So this way this lesson will be completed after completing of dicot and monocotyledons type of plants. Okay, stay home, stay safe.